Hope you're doing well. Hey everybody, welcome to Why Invest Wednesday, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram up top. If you like what you hear, definitely subscribe, like, comment. Let's talk a little bit about the market. I missed last week because I was in Mexico. Have returned all in one piece. Family had a great time. It was really warm. Mexico in July is warm. So that was awesome. And then we came home, worked on our short-term rental up in Grand Lake that we recently purchased, and enjoyed that a little bit for ourselves, which is kind of nice to have an investment that you can actually get some use out of besides just income. So we'll talk about that a little bit, getting it set up. It was crazy time, but just want to touch base quick on the market since I've been gone. So 2 weeks since our last Why Invest Wednesday. Won't happen again. I'm sorry. I know all the fans are out there. So sad, missed us last week. But the market has continued to slow. July was a slower month. It wasn't non-existent. There is still competitions on certain homes, but definitely things have slowed down. If anyone's interested in Milliken, I got a listing on the third green of Mad Russian Golf Course. It's had one showing since July 4th. So the realtor better get to work on that. I'm working on it, promise. But that's definitely a deal that you wouldn't find here in the metro area. But things just were a little bit slower. People are traveling, getting out, going on vacation. And I think that some of the buyers, I constantly hear stories of, buyers that are telling stories about, giving up at some point over the last few months and things like that. So that's part of it. Interest rates, now that the economy is a little bit more shaky, interest rates are down a little bit, record low for the 15-year. I heard Nicole Ruth talk about that the other day. It's the first time I've ever heard her say that a 15-year might be the better investment because it has a 1 in front of it. So definitely look at all options when you're looking at this stuff. But ultimately, like, I was sitting at the mountain house and I was just like, I'm so lucky to have that ability to have that place. And it all started with real estate. So if somebody is still playing the game, want to be a renter, so on, absolutely, people have different phases in life. But if you don't own a house, call me and let's make that a reality for you. Because owning a house is a clear way to at least some sort of financial stability and eventually financial freedom if you want to build it that way. So definitely let's talk about that. But as far as the market, slowed down a little bit, but now I'm hearing stories of sellers. They have one offer on their house and they're saying they want $25,000 over asking. They only have the one offer. I've heard a story of a full price offer getting turned down, the seller saying they want $25,000 more. Stop the madness. Like, that was a reality a few months ago. But what happened is the prices raised so high that now all of a sudden that $400,000 house is $500,000. That doesn't mean that this week it's going to go from $500,000 to $550,000. So we've kind of made up that gap, I guess, so to speak, for the bidding wars and stuff. And now ultimately you're not going to pay $600,000 for what was $400,000 last week. So definitely things are at least a little more normal in the negotiation phase. There are definitely some, like I had a listing this last week that I showed. They listed at $329. Okay, the house is worth $450. It comps out at $450. Not even a hard search to find that. They're listing at $329. Well, they clearly wanted a bidding war. They got it. So in those instances, yes, you're getting $50,000 to $100,000 over, but actually it was underpriced by $120,000. So they're not getting that. But anyways, absolutely, the market is a little bit different. It is still a seller's market. Let's not be crazy. But it's a little more realistic. The problem is that the media is telling everybody that, these bidding wars and so hard, and if you're selling, now's the time to sell, and you're going to get $100,000 more than your house is worth. Well, that gain's already happened, and if you list at the top of that, it's not going to jump another $50,000 right now. With those rates staying low, take advantage. Another opportunity. Those aren't going to be low forever. But maybe, I mean, maybe they're balancing out the economy. Maybe they don't change anything up at the Fed meeting in August. But that's definitely something to consider. I do have a new listing going on. It's a fix and flip over in, not a fix and flip, but it needs some work over in Lakewood, South Lakewood area where we grew up. Shout out to all you South Lakewood Panthers out there watching. Good buy, 500,000, completely fixed up, 575 to 600. So great bones, just needs, it has maroon carpet. So check that out if you're interested. Definitely some money to be made there, as well as just a great neighborhood where I used to run. So that's kind of fun to list a house right there, just probably 10 houses down from my elementary school. So that's the market. I don't think it's going to be drastically different. I do see that it's not going as crazy. Still competition, still come in with your highest and best, but don't just immediately blindly throw $100,000 over, because that gain is catching up. And, we're not going to see $200,000 gains on 400. We're not going to see 50% increases over a summer in this market when we're already highly priced. So just understand that, know what's going on, and we'll go from there. But definitely buy a house. No matter what you do, buy a house. Like, it's awesome that we've been able to invest in this mountain house with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and it just wouldn't be possible without real estate. And so both of us got the money from other real estate endeavors and put it together. And now we have a short-term rental that is going live shortly. So we will send out that link for sure. But no matter what it takes, get yourself a home, at least to live in, as soon as you can. Because, I mean, as a landlord, I don't mind having renters, good renters like I do, but it's definitely time to capitalize on the low interest rates and start building your equity and your wealth. And regardless, you're always going to have a rent payment or a mortgage payment. So it might as well be a mortgage payment, paying down your principal and allowing you to build that equity. So we can talk about it anytime, but that is number 1A. I talked to some people, they're like, well, should we wait? Should we wait? Is the market actually changing? Okay, so here's what had happened. It was seller's market going crazy, and now it's just like this. Kind of flattened out, still seller's market, but the gain is substantial. We're still going to see a record appreciation this year in our market. So, we're hearing numbers above 20% in some appreciation factors. So just know that that's that. Let's talk about real estate. If you know somebody who needs to buy real estate, let's talk to them, make a plan. It may not be possible right now, but regardless, home ownership is the way to go. And I'm determined to have everybody own a home that wants to own a home. Let's switch over to the sports side, the Olympics. I actually have not watched 1 second of the Olympics, not because I'm protesting or anything like that, but because this over-the-air antenna thing didn't work up in Grand Lake. So something with the lake and the beams shoot over the lake, and I don't know, it was way over my head, either literally or figuratively. But my Super Duty boosted antenna did not pick up any signal. So that was kind of sad. Love watching the Olympics. Read a lot about the Simone Biles thing. Don't know, what's going on there. It is what it is. I think she can do what she wants to do as a coach and a, sports guy. That the team thing definitely comes into play. I think gymnastics is pretty individualistic at its root, but definitely that's a little weird. But I hope that she's doing okay. Mental health is real. I just hope it's not a platform and a soapbox. But anyways, it's sad to me that the Olympics, at their root is like the world coming together and uniting, in competition, which I think is super awesome. But it's become such a political, media driven fiasco that it's actually dividing at least our country even more. So I'm just going to watch some Olympics and hopefully cheer for USA and want the USA to win, because that's who I am. That's what I do. And I hope that everyone else can kind of get back to that and enjoy it for the competition that is going on, not the competitions that are not. Lots of drama surrounding, the track person, Simone Biles, so on and so forth. So hopefully that I get a little time with that. But today is the first day that I've actually had the ability to turn on the TV and watch that. So I don't have a lot to say. I've seen some people want some medals, and that's cool. So go USA. I'm pro USA for sure. But let's not allow the division of some of the athletes' choices to divide us even further, although it's very frustrating. I think that, ultimately the majority of the people there are there for the competition and represent the country in an appropriate way. So that's that on the Olympics. I'm going to go watch them. I'll have a little more in-depth information. The Avalanche are making moves. Got a new goalie today. Re-signed McCarr and Landeskog, so that's fun. The Rockies are still playing, but I still have not watched them. So tonight my goal is to watch more Olympics, and I've watched the Rockies all season, which will be complete in probably an hour. Actually less, probably 20 minutes. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're getting out and enjoying this heat. I know that it's been a crazy summer, lots of moisture. But yeah, hopefully we continue to do what we're doing. Hopefully they keep I-70 open with those mudslides. And yeah, I'm back. So we will be back on our regular time, hopefully in the afternoons, Wednesdays, if I can ever get on top of things here. But let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about your real estate. Anything you might need, let me know, and we'll talk soon. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's go. Peace.